Alright, so in this video I'm going to be showing you how you can take a picture of a computer screen and make it appear to be transparent. You can do it with desktop computer screens, but laptop computer screens are about 3 times easier because you don't have to physically unhook the computer screen and physically move it out of the frame and take 2 pictures. So here's how you do it. What you got to do is have your laptop up and look through your camera's viewfinder or go in live view mode. And then what you want to do is you want to zoom in to the point where you're only capturing what's inside of the plastic edges of the computer screen. So wherever there is pixels on the computer screen, that is what you want to take a picture of. Once you have it framed up perfectly, you want to autofocus on a point somewhere on the computer screen, or you can use manual focus. After you have the focus point set, turn off autofocus, so when you take the picture it doesn't try to focus further away. So I'm going to switch to manual focus here, and now I'm going to shut the computer screen, and now I'm going to take that picture that I already framed up. There it is. So now we're going to take out the card that was in our camera, place it in our computer, and set that picture up as the desktop background. Bam. There it is. Now from your angle, from this camera's angle right here, it does not look perfectly straight. In fact, it looks really jagged. If I wanted to, I could theoretically adjust it to where it kind of looks where it lines up to this camera. But I'm not doing that. I'm using this camera, so I don't have to deal with that. So you're going to slide back the card back into your camera, and then go back to live view, and now just zoom out. You'll see that the picture is aligned with the background. So all you got to do now is just take a picture, and bam! There it is. It's all lined up, and it's all good. Now another tip is you might want to raise the brightness, adjust the brightness up and down to where it matches to what you're seeing in live view. That's about good. And then you take your picture, and there it is. Now if it doesn't look perfectly straight and everything looks perfect, what you can do is try readjusting the laptop. Just position it while you're looking in live view mode or through your viewfinder, and just get it to line up. You might take a little bit of working. Another thing you can do is raise the camera up and down, and also maybe, if under extreme circumstances, you could move the camera itself left and right. It usually doesn't hurt too much, but if you go too much it will hurt, and it will look kind of jagged. But it looks pretty good to me. What if you wanted to do it in Photoshop? Well, that's even easier. It looks perfect when you do it in Photoshop. Nothing looks weird. So what you have to do is just take 2 pictures. You take one picture with the laptop screen open, just how it is. So I'm going to do that right now. Okay, got that picture. Now what I'm going to do is take another picture where this screen is closed. And I'm not going to move the camera in any way. And I'm also using manual mode on my camera because I want the aperture, shutter speed, white balance, and the focus all the same. So each picture's settings is the same in each shot. So now I'm going to take another picture. So there we go. We got one of it open and one of it closed. Okay, so now that we have our 2 pictures, what we're going to do is, I have 2 of them right here. I have this one and this one. I'm just going to press Control A, Control C, and then I'm going to go into my other picture and then press Control V. So now I have both pictures in the same document as layers. Then what I'm going to do is simply well, first of all, I kind of want to move this one up top because that's just what feels natural to me. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in, create a layer mask down here, click the little button, And I'm going to grab my polygonal lasso tool, and I'm going to zoom in and click each corner of the screen to make the selection inside of the screen. And bam. Now what I'm going to do is, once I have this selection, is I'm going to fill that selection in with black on my layer mask. So what I'm going to do is, because my background or my foreground color is set to black right now, I'm going to press Alt Backspace to fill that in with the foreground color, which is black. And you can see on the layer mask here that it filled it in with black, and you can see in the actual picture the thing looks transparent. There is nothing there. Now this method is great because it aligns it up perfectly without question. There is absolutely no misalignment. The downside is that you lose the icons and you lose the taskbar. What we could do theoretically to bring back the taskbar is take a screenshot of our computer and kind of just place that in there. So what I'm going to do is mask out everything but the taskbar right here. And select the inverse and fill that in with black. And now you can see that it's kind of there, kind of not, you know. It is not the best method if you're trying to make it look like you have a real taskbar. Just gonna delete the bad edge right there, fill it in with black, and push it down a bit, and there you go. It looks like it's kind of there, kind of not, you know. And if you wanted to do the same thing with the icons, you could, although that's going to be a little bit more trickier because icons are more complicated than a simple rectangle, and they have bright and dark colors. So if you really wanted to go through all the trouble of making the complex selections on the icons and then place them back on the screen, you could do that, but that is not worth it for most people because icons are more complicated than a simple rectangle, and they have bright and dark colors. So if you really wanted to go through all the trouble of making the complex selections on the icons and then place them back on the screen, you could do that, but that is not worth it for most people.